Almost.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Brothers Reborn. We're glad to have you. I'm Matthew,
And I'm Daniel.
and this right here is Dylan.
Hi guys.
So glad to have her tonight, and we are
The
the
Brothers
Brothers
Reborn.
Reborn. She is my daughter. So glad to have her with us for Proverbs tonight. After Proverbs, we'll be doing a special segment where she will tell you about something that just recently happened in her life. That was amazing. And it's crazy because I've been wanting to tell everybody, but I've been letting it be her moment. So I'm gonna let her tell it. But I wanted to just go shout it out to the whole world. It's awesome. It's amazing. But with that, we're gonna be getting into Proverbs chapter 5 tonight. I just want to put that reminder back out there. If you have a prayer request, send it in. Then the prayer requests that we've already received, we're lifting those up. But we love to be prayer warriors. So if you got something that's on your heart you need praying for, send it to us. So with that, we'll start with Proverbs chapter 5. Starts with avoid immoral women. Verse 1, my son, pay attention to my wisdom. Listen carefully to my wise counsel. Then you will show discernment, and your lips will express what you've learned. For the lips of an immoral woman are as sweet as honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But in the end, she is bitter as poison, as dangerous as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps lead straight to the grave. For she cares nothing about the path to life. She staggers down a crooked trail and doesn't realize it. So now, my sons, listen to me. Never stray from what I am about to say. Stay away from her. Don't go near the door of her home. If you do, you will lose your honor and will lose the merciless people all you have achieved. Lose to merciless people all you have achieved. Strangers will consume your wealth, and someone else will enjoy the fruit of your labor. In the end, you will groan in anguish when disease consumes your body. You will say, how I hated discipline. If only I had not ignored all those warnings.
Oh, why didn't I listen to my teachers? Why didn't I pay attention to my instructors? I have come to the brink of utter ruin, and now I must face public disgrace. Drink water from your own well. Share your love only with your wife. Why spill the water of your springs in the streets, having sex with just anyone? You should reserve it for yourselves. Never share it with strangers. Let your wife be a fountain of blessing for you. Rejoice in the wife of your youth. She is a loving deer, a graceful dove. Let her breast satisfy you always. May you always be captivated by her love. Why be captivated, my son? By an immoral woman, or fondle the breast of a promiscuous woman. For the Lord sees clearly what a man does, examining every path he takes. An evil man is held captive by his own sins. They are ropes that catch and hold him. He will die for lack of self control. He will be lost because of his great foolishness.
Yeah, now that right there is saying a lot. And what it's talking about here is now this can go just as well for a woman, but what Solomon is talking about here is one of the things that really make a man stray from his path very easily
Right.
is beautiful women. I was a victim to that for a long time. Okay, that is the truth. I would follow a woman anywhere. If she was going to the depths of hell, I would have followed her there if she was pretty. That's just how I was.
I was the same way. There were certain parts of it that I was like, oh, I'm gonna follow that.
Yes, and and knowing
Right.
knowing that was not right. I knew that she didn't have my best interest at heart all the time, but still, boy, I was following. Yes, here we go. From as fast as I could go. So this really goes out and it says, it says right here, your lack of self control will lead to your own demise, right? It's going to be that's when you can't control those desires, it leads to you not being able to control other things in
Right.
your life, right? You start to not be able to control your bank account. You can't control the amount of hours that you're sleeping, right? You're staying up all the time. You're maybe not going to work because you're
Right.
staying out. You're doing things that you shouldn't be doing. Or you're going to work, but you're super tired because you've been out all night. You've been chasing women, or you've been chasing something else that you can't control. Whatever addiction that may be, or just whatever you're doing. Sometimes we can't stop shopping.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Sometimes it's just keep spending and spending, living above your means.
Right. And, sometimes even if you're not living above your means, you're just not slowing down. You
Right.
won't be still. So you just keep going and going and going and going. And guess what? Eventually that catches up. And it says right here, and it's very important. I think a lot of people sometimes they miss this. They miss this because they think of how easy it is to fool man
Right.
or woman, right? Just humans. They think of how easy. You can't fool God. I'm telling you right now, He already knows. He knows everything. And it told us right here in the Proverb, God already knows what's going on. Our Father in heaven, He already knows. You can't fool Him. It says He knows what's in your heart. What He likes is when you tell Him what's in your heart, because He knows that when you give what's in your heart to Him, that means you trust Him. When you take what's in your heart and you say, Father, I'm giving this to you, even though He already knows it, He says, thank you, my good and faithful servant, for trusting in me and not in your own self-confidence, like we talked about in James, right?
Right.
I'll be doing this a year from now, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, don't say things like this. If the Lord's willing, I'll be doing this or I'll be doing that. So the Proverbs that Solomon has given us, as we read, we keep hearing this word wisdom, wise, right?
Mm-hmm.
The wisest thing you ever do will be to get wisdom, right? So it said that. But
yesterday.
So that's what Solomon is trying to tell everybody. And remember, that's what he asked God for. He said, just give me the wisdom that I can rule your people the correct way. And God really loved that. And He made him the wisest man on earth. And it says He gave him riches and all this other stuff. A little bit later on, Solomon kind of a little wacky, but a lot of people do in the Bible. You see a lot of times people that really trust in God, and then they fall off when everything gets really, really good. When everything in their life is pleasing and God has given them all those promises, then they start to be a Peter.
Right.
And go at a distance. Right? And then when that happens, God says, okay, let me take that blessing back. Right? You're not trusting in me. You're not being obedient. He's not being mean to you. He's just saying, hey, you're not giving to me. I'm going to stop giving to you. And then what happens? You're usually back on your knees saying, God, what happened? Huh? Why did that happen? He said, what are you talking about? You forgot about me, man. What's going on here? Then we try and play that road. And we try and do that pity party. And we start doing that bargaining. But God, I did all that other stuff. Right?
Right.
That's what we do. That's how we are as people. That's how we do. So, good lesson in Proverbs tonight. Stay away from immoral women. But it's telling you as well that last thing, your lack of self-control. Right? That's what it's saying. If you can't even control not chasing women, there's going to be other things that you can't control, and it's going to lead down a bad path.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got anything to add?
Not really. That one was pretty short and straightforward.
It was definitely very straightforward. Do you have anything to add?
No, I'm
Yeah? You just ready to get your show on the road, huh? Yeah.
I've just been listening.
That's good. That's what it's good to listen. Sometimes if we don't listen, we don't know what to do. Sometimes we listen and we just don't do anyway, right? Well, everyone, we thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. As always, if there's anything you need, prayer requests, anything, send it to us. And we'll see you next time. God bless.